Yes guys, hi, welcome back to another episode of MayaE TV, and today we are at Borussia Park, home of football team Borussia Mönchengladbach, and we've even bagged a cheeky interview with one of their players, Mandela Egbo. Yes guys, welcome to MayaE TV. So just some questions for you. Did you always know that you wanted to do this and be a footballer? Or when you were younger, were there other career professions that you were thinking of?
I think I always knew I wanted to be a footballer. That was like the love I've had for, that's like the love of my life, kind of.
Yeah.
So I always knew I wanted to play football. I didn't really think of it as a career. I just knew that whatever Thierry Henry was doing, or those Arsenal players were doing, I wanted to be doing that.
Mm-hmm.
There were other things that I did, of course. I played other sports, played instruments, play instruments. I did a bit of gymnastics,
Okay.
a bit of tennis. Little sister played tennis.
Okay, nice. So if you weren't playing football right now, let's say football was like, it wasn't a sport that existed, what would you be doing?
It'd probably be a different sport.
Okay. So definitely a sport, not even like
I think
scientist, dentist?
I think my main thing would be sport. Sport. If it wasn't a sport, then it would be just something creative, like something like probably an instrument.
Fun's like the main thing for you then, in your career?
Yeah.
Cool. So you were only a teenager, you were 17 years old when you decided to leave your former club, Crystal Palace, and move over here to play for Borussia Mönchengladbach. So how did that come around? Because obviously that's a massive thing for such a young teen.
Yeah, well, everybody said it was a massive thing. I didn't see it as a massive thing at the time. I just, it was just like the next step in my career. Didn't think much about the move. I wasn't nervous about the move. I just thought it's a good opportunity to take the next step in my career. So it really just, it was just a thing that I did without thinking too much about the negatives. There was only ever positives. There was no risk in my head. There was just go out and do your thing.
Yeah.
Like for example, I'm coming to the end of my contract now, and there's also gonna be a move at the end of this season, and this move is something I think more about than the move when I was 17. Like this move is like gonna be starting something new. I'm a bit nervous about this, way more nervous about now than I was.
Because you're older.
I guess so. But so when I was 17, I was just a kid. I was just doing what I wanted to, like, just having fun and taking the next step in my career, and didn't think about it as, I wasn't nervous about it, I wasn't anxious. I just went and came and did it, and so that helped.
So it's quite a good thing that you were younger when it happened, because you were like more carefree.
I guess.
You didn't have all the pressures around
Yeah,
it.
I guess that was it.
Were you surprised by like the reaction on social media? Because I know when I saw it, every time I refreshed my timeline, there was always like that picture of you after you'd made like your big move.
Yeah, no, I wasn't really surprised. I didn't see it as being a big thing at the time either. The pictures I saw were mainly just friends reposting, so not even I expected it, but it was just them showing love, and the same way it would be the other way around if they were doing something like that. That's just a friendship group. I don't know what you saw exactly. I guess I knew it was in the media, but it wasn't like I was Neymar or Ronaldo. So
there were quite a lot of publications, I guess, because we have mutual friends, so like a lot of the things are in sync, but there were also publications that were just writing about it.
That people, publicists, journalists were gonna write about it. It was a thing that was kind of new. Like I was one of the first, if not the first, to make that type of move at that type of stage in my career. So of course there were people writing about it, and that was always going to be the case, and I knew that I was going to be one of the first to do it, and I knew that there were going to be people talking about it.
Yeah.
And like I said, for others it was like MayaE Egbo taking the risk, but for me it was just like MayaE Egbo going the next step of his career.
Yeah, and I was going to say, it seems like quite a popular thing now for young English players to be moving abroad.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, you started a little trend? Because...
Yes.
So you don't feel like you started a little trend, you feel like quite a big trend?
I definitely feel like, obviously people have done it before, but at different kind of levels. There's kids that had moved with their families when they were still in school. There were kids that not had to move, but maybe weren't offered contracts at the clubs they was at, and coming to a lower league was like how they would get back into football, stay in football. For me, it was offered a contract at Palace and turned it down to come here to a bigger club, a Champions League club that was in the Champions League at the time and now has aspirations of getting back into the Champions League. So, and in terms of that, it was definitely one of the first to do it. Myself and the agency involved with Base, who used to be Base, now EPG and Mecca, and then the German agents involved, T21 Plus. That was definitely a first for everyone, so for us as well. And since then, EPG have brought a few other players over. You got Sanch, got Ademola Lukman, who's also with EPG, and a few others, Reece Nelson at Hoffenheim. So I think the trend is definitely there now, and I think it was for me to take the step definitely helped with others to then feel this is a thing that can be done. I think it wasn't even thought of beforehand as really a thing that is the next level. I think some English players think of the Prem or the English leagues and they don't even think outside of it. And so to open that opportunity and that thinking to other people was one of the reasons I made the move, obviously for myself as well, but also to inspire others to do it. I said that from when I came out, it was not just for me, but to inspire others to do it. And I'm just glad to see people have taken that step.
Because it does seem like you paved the way.
I mean,
in some ways,
we've got Sanch out here now who's definitely paving the way, all the stuff that he's doing. But if Sanch moves comes about, if I don't make the move beforehand, so if that's how I go down in history, then I'll be alright, I guess, kind of.
Kind of. Okay, cool. So like before you go and you play a big match, are there any like pre-match rituals that you have?
I always listen to music. I make sure that I listen to music. Here in the 23s, which wasn't something I was used to, there's no music in the changing room before I came. I had to bring the music into the changing room in the training, but in the matches it's still a bit not really the culture, at least in the 23s here. I'm not sure how it is everywhere else, but so I take my headphones with me to every game and I'll play music and make sure I'm sweet before the games.
I was going to say, what's the song that actually gets you like most focused?
Most focused? I don't try to get focused on the game by music. I'm focused already, do you know what I mean? I'm just trying to get loose actually. The opposite, to be honest, not too much focus on it. So I know what I've got to do before the game. By the time it comes to that hour and a half before the game, towards the kickoff and going out to warm up, it's just some Burna Boy at the minute.
Burna Boy your favourite right now?
Burna Boy's the best.
Cool. What has been the hardest part of your journey so far?
The hardest part of the journey is probably going slower than I would have imagined. Obviously, I've been out here 4 years and only made one appearance for the first team, so that's been difficult to an extent. But I'm a positive guy.
Trust the journey.
Trust it, exactly. Because I'm sure my ability and sure that with the grind, everything will come good.
I mean, I know it can get scary because you sometimes feel like the journey is longer than expected, and you're like, oh, like I just want it to happen now. But
some people can, but if you trust the journey, and don't just say you trust the journey, then that's not a problem.
You got to actually trust it.
You got to really trust it. You can't just say it. You can't pray and be scared at the same time. It's one or the other. Like if you're gonna leave it up with God, then leave it up to God. You don't then worry as well. Wasted energy. So
I agree with you on that one. Nice one. I asked a lot of my social media followers and just did insights and like focus groups. And here are some questions that people want to ask you as a young footballer. Yeah, there's quite a few.
You know them? You got time. Wait.
We'll just see which one. We'll just do like a couple.
Alright, cool. And I pick them out and then just ask them. What was your motivation? What was your motivation? Or what is your motivation? My main motivation, one thing I think about every day is trying to just make a better life for my family and for my unborn kids. And why are you laughing? Is it deep?
Deep as hell.
Yeah, it's not. If it's deep, then it's deep. You're not gonna stop working. You know? Life is not easy. Life not easy. I tell people all the time. So for you lot, for the family, for mama and papa, and for obviously, my children, they ain't born yet, and just to inspire everybody. Like whenever I go onto the pitch, I pray. Part of my prayer is just to inspire everybody watching. To then play well, so I can make the next step to then get in front of bigger crowds and inspire more people, and that's it really. So family and just making a difference to the world somehow.
That's really nice.
Thank you.
Good question.
Good question. Safia?
Safia Isabaya.
Would you say it's been difficult for you to break into the first team? Well, I played one game, so clearly it's been it's not been the easiest ride. But we keep going.
We move.
We move indeed. How do you cope with the pressure of playing in front of thousands of people? It's not pressure. It's it's not pressure. It's what I live for.
Yeah.
Play better in front of bigger crowds, atmosphere. Whether it's negative, like away fans, or positive with home fans, it's just it gets me fired up. Is the type of football being played distinctively noticeable between home base and playing abroad? So is the difference? Is there a difference in the type of football being played? Yeah, I think so.
What's it like? Comparison.
I think the German league is a bit slower, not as intense.
Okay.
And I think if you've got the intensity of the English league, or you've had the experience of being in England, or playing in England, training in England, then you could really take to the Bundesliga and really rip it up, really do your thing, like Sanchez showing, like Reece is showing. I feel like if I got the chance, I would be able to do my thing in this league, just because that kind of pace and power isn't really such a big, so big here. There ain't many people that can turn it on like we can, because we're used to it like that. So therefore I think that's a big difference.
Okay, I actually thought it would be the opposite.
Nah, here's not as
fast as intense.
But fast paced.
Okay.
There's longer runs, there's more emphasis on longer runs, but there's not really as many fast paced players and strong players. You don't really see many players who are big like the boys we got in England, strength wise and even sprints wise.
Okay.
Who would you compare your game to the most? The person in my position that I watch the most is probably Kyle Walker on the right side and Mendy on the left side. Those are the two players that kind of have the attributes that I think I could, that I have and could influence a game the same way that I think I can influence a game, as obviously on a much higher level, but that's like where the goal is.
Cool, I got a good one. Yeah, picked it out. How have you adjusted to the culture and language barrier? Because obviously that's a big thing. You're in Germany. Yeah,
the culture's crazy different.
Yeah.
Because I'm coming from London, diverse city, loads of different types of people, to not just Germany, but to Mönchengladbach, a smaller city, much more of the same types of people, different attitudes to life, different attitudes to people, different attitudes to everything. So if I was comparing London to maybe a Berlin or a Hamburg, where it's more diverse, it might be a bit different, but comparing London to Gladbach is more, you see more of the same people.
Yeah, and it's definitely not as touristy. It's like not touristy at all, so you don't really have English-speaking people around?
No, everybody's got a good understanding of English from school, but it's just school, do you know what I mean? So there's no experience of actually speaking to English people. It's just, what you learn in school.
So you had to come over and learn German?
Yeah, I learned German.
And are you fluent at it now?
I'm pretty fluent.
That's really cool.
I call myself fluent, to be honest.
So I think it's safe to say that you never know where you're going to end up for the love of football. Yeah. And I think that we should be well equipped in, just like general football knowledge. Because you never know, you could be on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. This could be like the question you have to get right.
Fair enough.
So, saying that, let's play Mr. Worldwide.
Okay.
First question, Japan. Football is the second biggest sport in Japan after, is it A, baseball, B, basketball, or C, ping pong?
I've never been to that side of the world. Southeast Europe, Southeast Asia, sorry.
Yeah.
But I know that basketball is big, I think anyway. Ping pong would be the obvious one, but if it's a trick question, I'm going ping pong, man.
After your logic, you just gave.
It's a trick question.
Yeah. It's not even basketball, it's actually baseball.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Baseball's big worldwide though, isn't it? They got
I didn't even think it was. Like, I know like in America and stuff like that.
It's like the world biggest, highest paid sport in America or something like that.
Yeah. Next country, Mexico.
Okay.
How many professional leagues are there in Mexico?
Professional leagues?
Professional.
Do I not get a multiple choice?
Okay, cool. Is it A?
1, B,
4,
2,
A 4, 2, B 2, or C 6?
It's not 6 because you just made up the multiple choice just now and you started. I'm going 4.
It's 4. You are correct. They have the Premier Division, La Liga de Ascenso, Segunda Division, and finally the Tercera Division.
That was nothing to do with my knowledge from Mexico, but more from my knowledge of you. That's my sister.
Oh, okay.
Did you have the multiple choice ready before?
No, because that wasn't a multiple choice one. That was
That's
just
why you come with the only answer first.
Okay, cool. Football is the biggest sport in Brazil and a very prominent part of their identity. How many times have they won the FIFA World Cup?
Ooh. I'm going 5.
Correct!
Thinking the stars on the badge.
Ah, visuals. Okay, 1958, 1962, 1970, and 2002 was the last one. Cool, well done. Next country, Nigeria. Alright. 3-time African Cup of Nations winner. Africa Cup of Nations winner. With their recent title in which year? Is it A?
The most recent.
The most recent, yes. Is it A, 2010, B, 2015, or is it C, 2013?
I feel like if it was 15 or 13, I'd remember. Like, clearly. Unless I'm bugging, I'm just gonna go, what was the first one? 10.
2010.
I'm gonna go 10.
It was C, 2013.
Really?
And I remember. You don't remember?
Nice.
I remember. Yeah, Africa Cup of Nations. That was a great time. We were like Super Eagles and Super Eagles.
I don't even remember. I can't remember at all. I can't remember who I might have been playing. I can't remember the kit. Nothing.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
I apologise.
Yeah, I don't even know how to pronounce the name you were playing. But next one. This is just a general question. What is the maximum number of goals scored by one player in a single football match?
Professional football match.
And there's no multiple choice, so just kind of have to. By one player.
Is it big? Big.
Not big.
6.
It's bigger than that.
7.
Let's just say it's over 10, but under 20.
You can't have been a professional game. I don't know. I'm going, alright, cool. I've guessed twice already, but I'm going to guess third time lucky. 13.
It wasn't. It was 16. But that was kind of close.
Oh, well. Who was it?
Anyway, thanks so much for talking to me in this interview.
No problem. Pleasure is all mine.
Thanks. What is the future saying for you?
Yeah, God knows. End of the season, like we said, there's going to be another change up in, I don't know where I am, what's going on in my life. So I'm just waiting for that. I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to, really making actually getting my career up and running, because it's been a bit standstill for the past couple of years.
Yeah.
So looking forward to getting my career up and running, showing people what I can do, and that's where I'm at the minute. I'm looking forward to it. We'll see what happens.
Perfect. Well, we wish you all the best of luck.
Do we shake hands?
Yeah, sure. My hands are clammy.
Cool.
Good luck.